So, you're thinking about upgrading your graphics card? You've come to the right place. Buying a GPU can be one of the most confusing, kind of stressful parts of building a PC, but honestly, it doesn't have to be. Today, we're going to break down the HardwareDeals.co 2025 guide and make this whole process super simple.
I mean, let's be real for a second. When you're looking at dozens of different models with all these confusing names, you got your XT, your TI, your Super, and then all the jargon like VRAM and ray tracing, it can seriously feel like you need an engineering degree just to figure out which card to buy. It's so easy to get overwhelmed.
But here's the thing, it really, truly doesn't have to be that hard. The secret is just having a clear plan before you start. So in this explainer, we're going to build that plan together, step by step, so you can walk away and buy your next GPU with total confidence. Okay, let's dive right in.
So, first things first, why is 2025 even a good time to be thinking about an upgrade? Well, as it turns out, the market has finally hit a really, really interesting sweet spot.
What's going on right now is this kind of perfect storm of good news for us. For one, those absolutely wild prices from the crypto mining days, they're gone. Value is finally back on the menu. At the same time, all these key technologies like AI upscaling and frame generation have gotten so much better. That means you can get incredible graphics and super smooth frame rates even if you don't have a top-of-the-line card. It all just adds up to a year of fantastic value for buyers.
Now, before you even think about opening a single product page or watching one review, the most important step happens right here. You have to look at your own setup and figure out what you actually need. This part right here is going to save you a ton of time and money.
Okay, think of this as your homework. What are you going to be doing with this card? Are you a gamer? A creator? Both? What's your absolute maximum budget? Be honest with yourself. And this is a big one. What monitor are you using? Buying a 4K monster of a card when you have a 1080p screen, well, you're just throwing money away. Answering these 4 questions is going to narrow down your choices from like 100 to just a handful.
And what you're using it for, well, that changes everything. See, a gamer's main goal might be hitting a buttery smooth 144 frames per second at 1440p. But a video editor or a 3D artist, they're going to care way more about having a ton of VRAM for a complex project and rock-solid drivers that won't crash in the middle of a render. You've got to know which camp you're in from the start.
All right, so you've got your goals figured out. Now we can get to the fun part, matching your budget with real-world performance. This is where we cut through all the marketing fluff and talk about what you can actually expect for your hard-earned money. Okay, this table right here, this is your cheat sheet. Just find your budget on the left and you'll see exactly the kind of experience you should expect on the right. See that $300 to $500 range? That is the sweet spot where 1440p gaming really comes alive and where cool features like ray tracing actually start to become a realistic option. Use this to set your expectations and you won't be disappointed. Okay, you've set your goal, you know your budget, and you've picked out a performance tier. You are so close, but before you hit that glorious buy button, there are a few final super critical details we've got to cover to avoid any, nasty surprises. Let's talk about VRAM for a second. The easiest way to think about it is as your GPU's short-term memory. Modern games use a ton of it for all those beautiful high-res textures. If you run out, your game starts to stutter and lag, and nobody wants that. The takeaway here is don't skimp on VRAM. For 1440p gaming, aiming for 12 gigabytes is a really smart move to future-proof your rig.
Next up, ray tracing and upscaling. You got to think of these two as a team. Ray tracing is what gives you those mind-blowing, movie-like reflections and shadows, but it's a performance hog. It's so demanding. Upscaling is the magic trick that makes it all playable. It uses AI to intelligently boost your frame rate, basically letting you have your visual cake and eat it too. And please, please, please do not forget these last 2 steps. I'm serious. First, does your power supply have enough juice and the right cables for the card you want? Second, will the card actually fit inside your computer case? Modern GPUs can be absolute giants, so get out a measuring tape. I promise you, it will save you the massive headache of having to return a card that's just too big.
Okay, the plan is complete. You know what you need, you know what it should cost, and you know for sure that it's going to fit. Now for the really fun part, actually finding the best possible deal.
You've basically got 2 main paths you can go down here, new or used. Buying new is simple. It's straightforward. You get that full warranty, that peace of mind.
The used market, on the other hand, can offer some absolutely fantastic value, but you do have to be a little more careful. Always check the seller's reputation and make sure you totally understand the return policy before you pull the trigger.
And look, this is where a good tool becomes your absolute best friend. Instead of trying to manage 20 different browser tabs, a price tracker like hardwaredeals.co does all the heavy listing for you. It pulls in all the listings, lets you filter by your exact needs, and helps you spot the best deals from sellers you can actually trust. It'll save you a ton of time and hassle.
So there you have it, a simple 5-step plan for buying the right GPU for you. No more guesswork, no more confusion. You've got a plan. So the only question left is, what amazing new rig, what incredible new experiences are you going to power with it?